Hi everyone. Okay, so I want to talk about medications, and really not medications, but vitamins. Yes, the sun is very, very, very bright. I can't win if I try. So one of, I wouldn't call it a drawback, but one of the compromises that you make when you have bariatric surgery is you are going to be on a lifelong regimen of vitamins and minerals, because depending on the procedure that you get, um, is going to alter how your body processes and absorbs foods. So in a nutshell, because your volume intake is less, you have to supplement, hence the word supplement, right? So it's a daily multiple, I believe twice a day. It's also a calcium pill. Some people need iron. Some people need other vitamins like vitamin D, B12, even biotin. So depending on what you have, procedural wise, is going to determine what you need. Now, everybody's body is going to react differently. Obviously, my biggest concern short term is going to be hair, right? I have very thick hair. Your hair will probably thin. So I'm kind of chalking this up to what I would expect from after having my son, coming off the prenatals and all of that. That's what I'm assuming. It may happen, it may not happen. So I have, for the last 2 months, been taking, I don't want to say a plethora of vitamins and minerals, because it's not a plethora. It's what I take to feel at my optimal best. So I currently take a daily multiple, a calcium, vitamin D as per my PCP, because my vitamin D is off. I live in Florida, my vitamin D is off. Go figure. It's just my body. I also have been taking an iron pill just to kind of bump up my red blood cells a little bit. I take vitamin E and selenium. Those two work hand in hand together, and just great for muscle repair, tissue repair, muscle function, recovery, just good stuff. I also take magnesium because I find that my body does really well. For me, vitamin E, selenium, and magnesium have always been like key supplementation for my body to feel its best. And I also take potassium, which I just ran out. I tend to get leg cramps. I sweat a lot at the barn. I'm outside in the elements, so I get dehydrated and I get a lot of muscle cramping in my calves. And I also take biotin for my hair. After my haircut, it was a little bit too short for my liking, so I'm kind of helping it along, speeding up the process, which in 2 weeks, it's already grown. It's not as, I think it was like more here. So yeah, that's helped. Now, some of the things that you don't realize when you have this gastric, you can't drink water the same way, and you can't take your vitamins the same way, because your stomach is going to be substantially smaller, or it's going to be bypassed. So I am probably going to be, after I finish my regular vitamins, sticking with a lot of chewables, because it's easier, and some of them kind of taste like candy, like the Flintstones chewable vitamins. So for me, I think so I don't feel so deprived, and I feel like I'm getting a sweet tooth in. I am going to be switching over to a lot of chewables. This website that I had to do some of the education on has their own vitamin line geared toward bariatric patients. And I think that'll just take a lot of guesswork, out of, okay, when do I take this and all that stuff, and making sure that I can metabolize it well. So those are some of the things that you do have to think about. Obviously, there's some dietary restrictions, that this is a life change. Yeah, am I gonna miss ice cream? Yeah. Yeah, I love my chocolate ice cream. The more chocolatier, the better. But I've also had a ton of ice cream in my lifetime. Do I think maybe I can treat myself down the road? When I say further down the road, to maybe a couple of spoonfuls of sugar-free? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it for me to even venture there. There's some keto recipes that there's a keto mousse that is really, really good. That should take care of that chocolate fix that you need some times of the month. I'll just leave it at that. What else? Food volume obviously is substantially less. Carbonated drinks, not a very welcoming thing, because your stomach is already substantially smaller and digestion is slightly altered. So the last thing you want is to fill up with air and then have that air come back up. That's a lot of burping, belching, and flatulence on top of it. Spicy foods, I don't really eat that much spiciness. I have a little bit of Frank's Red Hot and sometimes some wasabi. I don't know if that's really going to be a major sacrifice for me. I don't feel it's a necessity. I actually prefer flavor, not heat. Those are things to consider. And just, mashed potatoes, pasta, bread, rice, all of that. I mean, those are the carbs. Carbs are not your friends or best. Let me rephrase that. They're not your best friend. Proteins, dense green vegetables, fruits, nutrient dense foods that aren't hard to digest are your best friends. Carbohydrates you'll get in your foods if you choose wisely and if you choose well. I mean, yeah, can I have a sweet potato? Am I going to have a whole one? No. Could I have a fourth of a sweet potato? Sure, if I have room and it's nutrient dense and it's a healthier of all starches to have. Do I go out of my way to have it? No. I don't go out of my way to have that kind of stuff now. I do like potatoes, but we don't have them often. I do like pasta. I try not to bring it in the house all that often. I'm a meat girl. I like meats. I like vegetables. And I like fruits. So doing a keto diet is relatively easy for me. It's the sugary stuff. Chips, no more. And I've been modifying my behaviors to make this transition easy. These are the things that you really have to talk to yourself about. No one is saying that you can't eat and you can't indulge in food. You can indulge by having a couple of bites, but you can't gorge yourself. You can't have a plate that's big enough for 2 people and then go back for seconds. Those days are over. Those days are over. But at the end of the day, it's got to be what's important to you. Is it a sacrifice? Or is it just a life change? That's what you have to ask yourself. Is it a sacrifice or is it a life change? I'm not looking at it as a sacrifice. I've had enough in my lifetime. I'm not going to die if I don't have it. You know, do I need to have ice cream? No, I don't need to have ice cream. I found a cake recipe that has, God forgive me, I'm trying to remember, 3/4 of a cup of sugar for the whole recipe. 3/4 of a cup of sugar is not a lot. It's a lot if you have bariatric surgery. A lower glycemic sugar would be coconut sugar. Lower glycemic index, right? It won't go through you as much. Another alternate to keep your carbs down, instead of regular flour, you can use almond flour. Better yet, use coconut flour. So I found a cake recipe for chocolate cake. And it calls for flour and it calls for regular sugar. I'm going to make it the weekend before the surgery and my birthday and my son's birthday. I'm going to make a homemade birthday cake and test this recipe out and try it with the coconut sugar and the almond and the coconut flour. And it also calls for coffee. Fantastic. So you may have to be a little creative, and that's okay. But if something like that works, yeah, I might indulge in it using sugar-free options. Sugar-free means it's no added sugars. There's always sugar in everything, right? Because it's got to have a shelf life. Or you can use, the brand is called Stevia. It's a alternative sugar sweetener. So I don't look at this as a sacrifice. I'm still going to be able to have strawberries, which I love. I'll still be able to also have pineapple. I love pineapple. Love it. And I could put a dollop of sugar-free, fat-free, or light dollop of Cool Whip. If you work it, it'll work for you, right? I've been off of soda now for 4 months. I do miss my Diet Coke. I enjoyed that bubbly, but you know what? I realize now how it was working against me. And as soon as I quit the soda, the belly bloat went away. So that was a huge thing. I still love Diet Coke. Don't get me wrong. I mean, nothing like a really bubbly Diet Coke. The best. I've had enough soda in my lifetime. I'm good. I found alternatives that work. My Walmart brand Crystal Lights, the blackberry lemonade is so good. Holy bejeebers, that's so good. It's mildly sweet. It's chilled over ice. I feel like I'm having like an iced tea. I don't like iced tea, but like I like the raspberry iced tea that they make. But it doesn't have the sugar. It's fantastic. So again, you're supplementing with vitamins, you're supplementing with minerals, you're taking better care of your body and being more mindful about what goes in to it. There is no quick fix. This has to be a lifestyle change. And yeah, so vitamins are lifelong. But, so let me put it to you this way. Would you rather be on lifelong vitamins and minerals, or would you rather be on lifelong medications? Now, some people, some, not everyone, are the type that they go to doctors because they have to, of course, have something wrong with them. There's some people that want to be on medications. I'm not one of those people. I get the thyroid. My thyroid isn't working. That's genetic. But I can prevent diabetes. I can prevent or help keep at bay high cholesterol, high blood pressure. Yes, sometimes it is genetic. I'm fortunate. I am not affected by that. Knock wood, fake wood, whatever, any kind of wood. And I'm very fortunate. But if I kept going the way I was going, it was just a matter of time. I mean, what would it have taken? Me hitting 400 pounds? You know what? We'll keep it as a wonder, because I don't want to ever get there. I don't want to find out the hard way and do even more damage. It's bad enough I've been carrying this weight around my whole life. I'm sure it's contributed to my irritation of my bones, my stiffness. But you know, I want to get out, enjoy the sunshine. I want to go for walks. I want to explore. I want to not be hindered and hide behind my weight. I don't want any of that. I want to live my life. I want to enjoy my golden years, my prime years for living life. My son, he's getting older. God willing, he's going to go to college and do something with his life, not be a bum. But when he goes away, that's the opportune time for me and my husband to go to places we've always wanted to go to. I want to go to Tennessee. I want to go to Nashville. I want to go to Savannah, Georgia. I'd love to go to Texas. That's a possibility. I don't know. I want to go back to Virginia, to my favorite vacation spot. I want to do all these things. Maybe try scuba diving, snorkeling. They don't make things in my size. They don't. That's for skinny people. And I'm not saying I want to be skinny, but I want to be at a healthy, active weight. So, sacrifice or lifestyle change? Vitamins versus medications. Live to eat or eat to live? So let me say that again. Vitamins, lifetime of vitamins, or lifetime of medications? I think you all know where I'm going with this. I really don't have to reiterate it. I want to live. I want to live a good life, a full life. So it's a personal choice. Again, this is my personal choice. I'm not telling you bariatric surgery is the end all be all. If you have the capability to lose the weight and obtain a healthy lifestyle without surgical intervention, listen, I applaud you. Go for it, rock it, own it. My body needs assistance because of my thyroid, because I'm premenopausal. With that being said, it's a personal choice. I'm not saying it's everyone's choice. It's your choice, your decision, but weigh out the options. A lifetime of medications and illnesses and always having a problem. Or a lifetime of taking vitamins, supplementing, exercising, living your life, and learning how to live? I think you already have the answer. I have my answer. It took me a long time to get to this answer. And it's going to be a difficult road, but I'll get there. And so will you. So anyway, sorry that this is 20 minutes long. Thank you so much for watching. I just felt this was a very, very important video to watch. All right, guys. Thank you. Peace out. Take care.